This video is part of a series of videos on DXi replication. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to configure continuous namespace replication on a VTL partition. The process is the same for a NAS share, but this demonstration will focus on a VTL partition. I will also demonstrate how to recover a completed replication job on a target DXi system so the data is ready to use. I'll configure a DXi-6800 as the source DXi system and a DXi-8500 as the target DXi system. However, the configuration process is the same for all DXi-Series systems with 2.2.x software installed. For additional information or step-by-step procedures on configuring replication, always refer to the user's guide for your DXi system. When configuring replication, there are specific tasks that need to be completed on the source DXi system and the target DXi system. On the target DXi system, I need to add the source DXi system as a replication source. Then on the source DXi system, I need to add the target DXi as a replication target, enable replication for the VTL partition, and run a manual replication job. And then back on the target DXi system, I need to verify that the replication job completed. I'll then recover the data on the target DXi. And finally, back on the source DXi system, I'll configure a replication schedule to automate this process. So let's start by logging into our target DXi system. Our first step is to add the source DXi system as a replication source. I'm going to use the user interface sitemap to navigate to the configuration replication receive page. This is where I will define the replication source DXi on the target DXi system. I can also configure the number of maximum received snapshots on this screen. I'll leave it at the default setting of 10. A snapshot contains all of the metadata necessary to fully recover or fail back a VTL partition to the point in time when the snapshot was saved. DXi systems can retain up to 24 snapshots for each replicated partition. Once the maximum number of snapshots has been saved, the oldest snapshot is deleted to make room for each new snapshot that is received. That's all I need to configure on the target DXi system right now. I now need to log into our source DXi system to perform a few tasks. From here, I need to add the target DXi system as a replication target. Again, I'm going to use the user interface sitemap to navigate to the configuration replication send page. On the replication target settings page, I need to enter the IP address of the target DXi system. If I had multiple network interfaces configured on this DXi, I would need to specify the IP address of the one configured to send replication data. I do this in the source IP address field. If you're not sure if you have multiple network interfaces configured for different data traffic types, refer to the DXi-Series network configuration video or your DXi user's guide for details on how to identify which interface you have configured for replication. As soon as I click Apply, the system verifies on the target DXi system that it is an allowed source. And if it is, the system will save the replication settings. If not, an error message will display. Next, I need to enable replication for a VTL partition that I previously created. I'll select the partition and then click Edit. Then I'll select the Enable Replication option. Once replication is enabled for a share or partition, a best practice is to run a manual namespace replication by clicking Replicate Now. This creates the namespace structure on the target DXi system that's needed to accept replication data and enables continuous replication to run in the background. The status column indicates that the replication job completed successfully. I'm going to verify that I did in fact send data to our target DXi system by going back to our target. Under the Receive Snapshots tab, I see a new replication snapshot for the VTL partition. Selecting that snapshot makes the Recover and Failback buttons active at the bottom of the page. Clicking the Recover button will make this data available on this DXi. This is a good option if your source DXi system has been damaged for some reason and you need access to the data immediately. Failback will send the data back to the source DXi system where you can recover the data there. This is a good option if the source DXi system that was previously unavailable becomes available again. For details on performing a failback operation, refer to your DXi system's user's guide. For this demo, I'm going to recover the data on the target DXi. So I'll go ahead and click Recover. I could give this recovered partition a new name, but I'll use the same name as the original partition and apply the setting. I can view the progress of the job by selecting Replication, Receive, VTL, and Recovery jobs. I can see that the recovery job completed quickly and that a new partition has been created from the replication snapshot. Now I'll validate that the partition was created. Using the user interface sitemap, I'll go to Configuration, VTL, and click Partition. I can see that the partition has been created. There are some additional configuration tasks that need to be performed to map this to a backup application, but we're not going to demonstrate that in this video. But you would do that by selecting the partition and then clicking Edit to finish the configuration. The final task I need to perform is to create a replication schedule to automate this process. So I'll navigate to the Scheduler page. In the VTL replication row, I'll click on today's date and drag on the schedule to add a scheduled event. I'll leave today for the start date and change the time to 10 p.m., which is after backups complete. Quantum recommends that you always schedule replication to run after your backups are complete. I also need to select our partition. In the Repeats dropdown, I'll select Daily so replication occurs every night. I'll leave the default settings so it occurs every day with no end date. In this video, I demonstrated how to configure continuous namespace replication. For an overview on how to configure file cartridge replication, refer to the Configuring File Cartridge-Based Replication video demonstration. For more information about replication, always refer to the User's Guide for your DXi system.